what to do with the text, because we could take, you know, Keith's, which has been adapted by John, and then take mine and then marry them together. We could just take, without all the teenage angst, we could just kind of update the factual points, right, into the master document. That would be one suggestion.
Yeah, just note that. I mean, Keith's original was a sort of humorous feel to it all the way through.
Right.
So I did the same. So it's not strictly factual there. It's
okay.
You've got to get the laugh in.
Okay. Yes. I want to know how much of the hallucinogenic stuff we should include or exclude. Because look at this. It says headed on along an excellent, superb, gorgeous, beautiful, nice, good, grassy stretch. I mean, what was going on there? I mean, how many adjectives do you need?
How much Wobworth 6X did you have at that point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lay on grass, staring at the sky, breathing the fluid air, and dreaming of cleanliness. Yes, very interesting. I have no memory of the actual bus trip to Salisbury. You know, I remember getting to Salisbury. I remember it being sunny and walking around the cathedral.
Yeah, likewise. There's only bits and pieces I can remember.
Right. Keith, you had a nice camera.
Ditto.
I had a little cheap
No,
plastic.
it wasn't. Well, you can. That was a cheap plastic camera in a cheap plastic. That case was plastic.
Oh, was it?
It wasn't. It was not a good camera.
It looks like it's a sophisticated SLR or something.
No, it wasn't. It was just a point and shoot in a funny case.
That's what I had. A little plastic Helena camera with the cartridges. You had to buy the cartridges, right?
That's right.
Like 12 or 24 pictures, and you had all that excitement about sending them off and waiting 2 weeks and seeing whether or not they were completely useless. Or
useless.
The thing I remember about Orchiston is we were cooking potatoes. I don't remember any other food stuff being cooked.
No, and apart from the infamous beans incident, but yeah, its potatoes didn't really cook very well, did they?
It took ages. It took forever, right? It took forever, apparently. That's the famous walking across the Salisbury Plain. Yep. I didn't know that you'd spoken to the tourist office in Salisbury, or you had, I guess, right? Maybe you called them beforehand, before we did the walk, or did we do it when we were in Salisbury?
I think we went dumped the stuff in the left luggage place, I think. Yeah, I think we went to a tourist office.
And that's walking across the plain. I do remember that. I remember Brian jumping up on top of the shell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we could laugh. Oh, and then that pub was the Volunteer Arms. That's what I noted when we got to the other side. Right?
Yeah, that's one of the few pubs I remember being in.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember it too.
Yeah, well, that's Market Lavington.
Market Lavington, exactly. Yeah. All right, that's Cheryl. That was a beautiful day. That's the same day we went to Yatesbury. We went to the Black Horse. Cheryl.
Oh, the Hillman Imp.
Yes. The car. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now that is Roud, right? I think we said that's Roud.
There is indeed the blue gas thing, isn't it?
Yes, that is the blue thing.
You remember that was it the lady at Yatesbury who gave us water, and she was partly in bed or something?
In bed. What was all that about? Yeah.
Okay, my theory is that that's probably something we just said in joking, you know, and that you remembered it, made a note of it. And there's also another one in there where we were at Womburgh and you put carnival time. Well, yeah. We never did visit a carnival, but what I think happened is that you or us saw a poster for an upcoming carnival and we spoke about it, and that's the reason it got in.
Do you have a memory of that, or is that just a supposition?
No, that's a supposition.
That's the famous walking through the nettle shot.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Avebury, so that is the 13th, right?
Yeah, next day.
Yep.
Yep. And I really like the pose I'm striking there. I think that's sophisticated. It's urban. It's you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Paul holding? Is he holding a camera as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Paul took, well, because Paul and Brian took loads of pictures.
Yeah, now Brian had slides, didn't he? But and which we saw at his house a month or two later.
Yeah, and the ones with him with his cigarettes,
which had to be censored. The packet of Rothmans. But I don't think did we ever see any of Paul's pictures?
I'm not sure we did.
I can't remember. John has his Spa plastic bag, which he had with him all the time, I think.
He still takes that to this day.
Does he?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yes. Now there, obviously that's a red line. That's Brian on the right there. It took me a while to see that when it's small. Sounds like we split up to get hold of the water bottle. And it looks like we carried military style water bottles or water containers, right, with canvas straps.
Yes, I remember David and I had got those because we got them when we went off to India from some army surplus place.
Right. Probably not the most practical, but you couldn't get plastic bottles of water back then, could you?
Yeah. Well, they're bulletproof as well.
Bulletproof.
Exactly.
It's always useful in Wiltshire because obviously, and then that's a really good shot of John, who looks really small, or is he just far away? Yeah.
It's pretty far away.
Yeah, far away. Okay. And then that's my feet on Silbury Hill.
I'm impressed. Long distance walking in suede shoes.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. One of the things we sent back in one of those boxes were my boots, which are incredibly uncomfortable. And I saw another diary entry that said, I got the boots from Roger Smith at school. He had some sort of contact or supplier or something, and I bought boots through him.
Yes, Brian had his precious javelin jacket, these days known as a fleece. But
yes.
Yeah, Roger had a sideline in outdoor gear.
In outdoor gear, exactly. And I wore them, and obviously I didn't break them in well enough because they were extraordinarily uncomfortable. I sent them back and did the rest of the walk in suede shoes. And then that's West Kennet. That's a good picture. I like that picture. I don't know who took it. Well, probably Keith or John.
Me, maybe.
Yeah. And look, there's Paul looking at his camera. Paul's camera looks to be quite a good one.
Has he got an early digital there? Is he looking at the pictures he's taken, or what?
Maybe he's looking at the LCD screen on the back.
No, they weren't invented back then.
Brian's thinking, I'll never get the hang of this oil paint.
I know. But... No.
Tim, all the sketches you were doing, do you still have them?
I thought you were going to ask that. The answer is yes, somewhere, but goodness knows where. That'll take another few hours of searching. I think there's a sketch book somewhere. And you must have the same.
I've got a couple. I've got. I think they're in the cupboard in this study. There's certainly one I think I did of Wade and Smithy.
Right.
And possibly one at Winterbourne Bassett.
And that's a good point. If we could get some of those, we could scan them. So I'll say scan sketches.
And I've got the little, I don't know what it is. It's like half an A5 size. Whatever that is, A6, I guess. The little Chiltern tourist board guide to walking the Ridgeway, which has got all little sketch maps and things.
That would be cool.
Which might be useful. I think that's in the bookcase somewhere. I've got to go and find that. But there might be some stuff you could scan out of that.
And then, okay, that's West Kennet Long Barrow. There's the Spa bag again.
Yeah.
And Brian is gesticulating with his thumb. I don't know what he's trying to indicate there.
Hitchhike. Oh.
Yes,
and
maybe.
Paul has ever striking a pose.
He did like to strike a pose, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to say again, John is the most sensible one for wearing jeans. And when we were wearing kind of polyester and flares and things, it's what you did back then, I guess.
There was nothing else.
This is the one I hadn't seen before. the most of my torso seemed to have imploded in that picture. It's kind of weird looking.
Yeah, it's that sunken look.
Yes.
Now, isn't that you falling to the ground?
Yes, it was meant to be a picture of John, and I got pushed into the picture. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's Silbury Hill behind, right? Behind John.
Oh, question for you both. When we sent all our stuff back from Winterbourne Bassett, did that include the the cooker?
It must have, right? Wasn't there? Didn't you say there was a Primus which exploded or broke?
I don't. But didn't we still have something when we were camping at Wayland Smithy?
Yeah, we had two stoves. Did we have a little gas? One of those blue.
Oh yeah, gas. One.
That's it. I think we had a gas one. Because that's the one that Brian punctured and created a fiery incident with.
That's right. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Sorry, forgot that. Yes, I do remember that bit.
But I don't remember the Primus stove breaking or exploding. I just can't remember that.
No.
Do we think that was before or after lunch on the day it was taken?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, it was it's July, wasn't it?
Yeah, July.
So if it had been taken first thing, then we'd be walking due north, because if you look, our shadows are there to the left.
Good point.
So
yeah, the shadows.
And if it's midday, then we'd be walking east. But
yeah,
it might help, or might not.
Well, we were walking. We were walking broadly east, weren't we? Or was it northeast at that time?
We would have been walking north first of all to get ourselves further north to where to the Chiselden area.
Right.
It is possible. It is the Ridgeway. That would be my best guess, and it could be very early that day before the pub.
I remember because we posted off those two big boxes in the morning. We must have gone into Avebury to do that, because Winterbourne Bassett, did it have a post office? Maybe it did. I don't know.
Oh, it did.
It did?
Carry two boxes all the way to Avebury.
Okay.
Yeah, we posted at Winterbourne Bassett.
All right. And then we went up onto the ridge and went along the Ridgeway proper. The Patriot Arms, Chiselden, sausage and chips 50p. That's where the barman looked like James Garner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the pub where we had the pint.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. Maybe.
You could be right. I think it was pasty and chips anyway at the Patriot Arms.
Was it? Yeah. Well, I had sausage and chips. All right. Okay. And I'll say.
That's one of the few things I can remember. Well, no, hang on. All this stuff is in Keith's account.
But I think this Winterbourne Bassett one is in the morning of that same day, right? Because we must have stayed at the Winterbourne Bassett pub 2 nights.
We did. Yeah, because we walked to Avebury and back. And
exactly.
Then we left.
Yeah, because you didn't have our rucksacks at Avebury, so we just left our gear and the tents, obviously, at the pub. Right.
Yeah, and if you look at the picture, then the right-hand side of the pub is the sun is shining on.
Yes.
But not the front, which, considering it's nearly south-facing, means it probably is quite early in the morning.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. So I think that's correct. And then here's the thing. So we camped every night, right? We didn't stay anywhere. Every night was camping.
Yeah.
Did we plan? We must have planned to camp at Wayland Smithy.
We did.
Yeah. But were we allowed to?
No. No, I think there was a sign up actually at it saying that you couldn't.
Yes. So we planned specifically to break the law. Good God.
You did.
Yeah. I liked your comment the other day, the email that said that kid's probably in jail now. He's probably 45. He's probably doing a 20-year stretch.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all those murders.
I hadn't seen this. Sorry, you're not. This picture of him grabbing your hat, I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, I think that was one of Keith's, wasn't it? That was.
Yes.
That kid was all over us, basically.
I know. He just came up and started beating us up. It was terrible.
You do.
There's a couple of pictures which I'm not sure whether I shared. I mean, there's the one of Oxford with Paul that is very strange body position.
Yes, that one.
And then these two pictures of the Ridgeway 7, these are on the 6th. This is the walk down into Goring, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, into Streatley.
Yeah, probably. That was a long stretch.
I know it was a long,
And
long
there weren't
stretch.
any views either, really. It was just on the wrong side of the escarpment.
Right. It was long, and it was very long because when we got to the pub, I know I was parched. We must have ran out of water. Which raises the question: did we all carry water bottles, or did we share? I can't remember.
I would have thought we'd all carried something, but I can't remember.
I do remember Wallingford. That was a wonderful campsite. It was great because it was right by the river.
Yeah, I vaguely remember the campsite. I mean, I did capture the boat going by with Dance Away playing on it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, that was added to my recollections that Keith didn't have. So
yeah, I think it's Wallingford because it looks very similar to this one.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops. Sorry.
And I think Brian's got the same T-shirt on.
Yes, you're right. And Paul has a brown shirt under his blue wind cheater. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably it.
It doesn't work with John, does it? Because it's just a blue jumper with the hoops.
With the hoops on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And is that the famous hammer that Brian had to bring to Orchiston?
I think it probably is.
I think it is, right? But it's a hammer, not a mallet. So interesting. But and this tent was extraordinarily small. It looks like.
Yeah.
Remember the orange one was our one because that's the one I used to share with Kevin and Greg when we went camping with Mum and Dad.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, but that other one was it's ridiculously small.
Oh, so this one, the one we used, the three of us used, that was the one you used to use.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but from Henley, I remember we were on that hill campsite, which occupied the side of a hill, and we were somewhere up the side of the hill.
I have no memory of that campsite. No, the only thing I can remember is the fish and chip dinner by the river, which is in the picture. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If something's in a picture, then you can remember the picture. Is that your memory or not? Your memory might have faded completely. You know,
I do have a memory of being around that area in Henley. And then when I saw the picture, I thought, yeah, that seems to accord with my memory. But it's possible I saw that picture subsequently, and then it burnt it into my memory. I don't know.
Yeah. Now the best memories are the ones that we don't have pictures of, because then you're sure that they're the memories. So
right.
On the hillside is good. I remember that. Grim's Ditch I liked. I remember walking along there. I don't think we've got a good picture of it.
No, so, I remember it was. Yeah, sorry.
Good memory.
Yeah, I remember it was kind of like a tree tunnel.
Yeah.
Lots of foliage. That I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, very attractive. Very nice. Yeah, but from Henley, because you were saying, suddenly we're at Ivanhoe Beacon. I think, well, I know we got a bus because I remember being a giant bus station somewhere. Was it High Wycombe or somewhere? I don't.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know where it was. But we were in a bus station waiting for another bus. And then after the other bus, then apparently we walked into and out of Tring, I think, from one of the accounts. I don't remember that. One of the memories I do have, which isn't recorded, is walking through Tring and dropping the tent pole.
Oh, okay.
So I stepped off the curb and I'm at the back, and then clang, and everybody stops and turns around, and there's me, and I have to pick up the tent pole. I mean, obviously it's nothing, but it's just something I remember.
It's something you remember, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, so we walked. Well, I'm not sure where we started, but apparently we walked into and out of Tring, and then along. Well, it's pretty dreary in Tring, but I think some lanes across some fields, and then we're at the campsite near Ivanhoe.
Right. Yeah, and we didn't. I mean, besides walking up to Ivanhoe Beacon and back, which we did kind of late afternoon, early evening, we just did the walk around Aldbury, right?
That was
the last day. Yeah.
Yeah, so much has vanished there. I do remember seeing we did go to the post mill, didn't we? At
Pitstone. Yeah,
Pitstone. So there's that. I remember. Brian setting a light to the grass. I do remember that one. So
I remember, and I remember me buying the beans with my immortal chat-up line.
Yeah, vaguely remember that. Yeah, but so much is missing.
I know.
Oh no, well, I told you, I only remember about half a dozen pubs, and you've listed like 3 times that many.
We those House of Holland rucksacks, right? I think we used the kind of, there's a bottom compartment, and then I think we had the sleeping bags in plastic, wrapped in plastic with string on the outside, if I remember rightly.
Something like that. Yeah, I think there must be some of the photographs. What about the one that's taken from behind, looking at down the that might give some more clues. As to the how we arranged our packing with our rucksacks, I've got no idea. There was also foam mats to put under the back. I thought I took one. I might even still have it. Which would have been, that's also on the outside. I remember that I'd shoulder pads added to mine, and a bit of foam around the metal sort of waist.
The metal was, it was very uncomfortable because the metal was right on your back, right?
Well, no, I had this foam wrapped around it. I think my dad did or something. So yeah, so that wasn't so bad for me. Well, I assume that's you, isn't it? On the right, and you're standing in front of me. So
okay, you got it. Yes, exactly. So for some reason, I got a jumper wrapped around my waist, and that bag at the back is probably the sleeping bag in a green trash bag, I think.
Yeah, it could be, but you've got some light blue thing running diagonally through your rucksack. Would that fall off?
Must be tent poles.
Yeah, but it looks precarious.
It does look precarious. There's some sort of red string holding it on, or yeah.
When you wrote your original account, was that from, well, very close to the time?
Yeah, it was. I'm sure I've written it before we went off to uni.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's near
enough. Well, it was contemporaneous, huh?
Pretty much.
But hang on, Tim, wasn't yours written at the time?
Yeah, mine was written at the time during the actual walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hallucinogenic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I can see it.
Yeah.